catastrophic. Porque para catastrophic.
In August 2025, northern China faced catastrophic flooding that reshaped landscapes, disrupted lives, and exposed vulnerabilities in infrastructure and disaster preparedness. From Beijing's urban core to Gansu's rugged terrains, relentless rains triggered widespread destruction. Beijing, China's political and cultural hub, was battered by unprecedented rainfall in August 2025. The floods caused economic losses exceeding $2.4 billion, primarily due to damaged infrastructure. The scale of destruction in a city as prominent as Beijing underscores the growing threat of climate-driven extreme weather. Urban centers, often designed for historical weather patterns, struggle to adapt to intensified storms. Roads and bridges, critical to Beijing's economy, were obliterated. Torrential waters reduced highways to rubble and twisted bridges into unrecognizable forms. Economic impact. The Ministry of Transport reported damages of 16 billion yuan, approximately $2.24 billion, to road systems across 23 provinces. Temporary relief efforts cost 540 million yuan for road repairs alone. The economic toll highlights the fragility of infrastructure in the face of nature's power. Investments in modernization are urgent as aging systems exacerbate losses. On August 27th, Beijing activated a Level 2 emergency flood response. An orange alert was issued for central districts, with a red alert for mountainous suburbs. Authorities canceled events, closed schools, and evacuated construction sites to protect residents. Rainfall statistics. Some areas saw 150 millimeters of rain in 24 hours, overwhelming drainage systems. The rapid escalation to high-level alerts reflects the severity of the crisis. However, poor drainage infrastructure in a densely populated city amplified the disaster's impact. The floods stranded millions and disrupted daily life. Memories of past tragedies, like the 2012 floods that killed 79 and July 2025's floods claiming 44 lives, haunt Beijing's residents. Repeated disasters suggest systemic issues in emergency preparedness. The loss of life, particularly among vulnerable groups like the elderly, calls for stronger, proactive measures. Gansu province faced torrential rains, flash floods, and landslides, forcing urgent evacuations. Southern Gansu, Dingxi, Longnan, and Tianshui recorded up to 135 millimeters of rain in a single hour. The intensity of rainfall in Gansu illustrates how rural and mountainous regions are particularly vulnerable to compound disasters, where floods trigger landslides and mudslides. On August 27th, Gansu's Central Meteorological Observatory issued yellow and orange alerts for heavy rain and flash floods. Loudspeakers urged immediate evacuation as rivers threatened to burst. The use of loudspeakers and rapid alerts shows an attempt to prioritize safety, but the speed of flash floods often outpaces response capabilities in remote areas. Entire villages were swept away by landslides and floods, leaving residents with no time to escape. The destruction of entire communities highlights the need for better early warning systems and infrastructure resilience in less developed regions. Floods, landslides, earthquakes, and droughts in July and August 2025 cost China $7.3 billion. With damages spanning two-thirds of the country, the economic burden compounds existing financial pressures. China's economy, already strained by debt, faces a compounding crisis. Natural disasters are no longer isolated events but a recurring challenge requiring long-term solutions. Beijing's Sponge City initiative, designed to absorb and manage rainwater, proved inadequate against 2025's extreme weather. Historical data used for these projects failed to account for climate change-driven storm intensity. The failure of ambitious projects like Sponge Cities reveals a gap between planning and reality. Climate models must be updated to reflect current and future risks. Beijing, once known for sandstorms, now faces frequent floods. Experts attribute this shift to climate change, which has made storms heavier and more frequent. 3 once-in-a-century floods in 13 years signal a new normal. The increasing frequency of extreme weather challenges the notion of rare events. Adaptation strategies must prioritize resilience over outdated assumptions. The floods of August 2025 exposed China's vulnerability to climate-driven disasters. From Beijing's overwhelmed infrastructure to Gansu's obliterated villages, the crisis demands urgent action. Enhanced urban planning, robust early warning systems, and climate-adapted infrastructure are critical to safeguarding lives and livelihoods. This disaster is a wake-up call for global leaders. As climate change intensifies, no nation is immune. Proactive investment in resilience is not just necessary, it's inevitable.